Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, my dear students. Today we are going to start unit number 2, and the title of the unit is Solving a Biological Problem. So this is the first lecture of unit number 2. So let's start. Biological method of study. What is biological method of study? If there is a biological problem, so that biological problem is then studied in a systematic and organized and scientific way. So that study is called biological method of study. So how you will define biological method of study? Definition that any organized and systematic method which is used to resolve a specific biological problem is called biological method of study. Or in other words, the scientific method in which a biological problems are solved are called biological method. So this was the definition of biological method of study. Now the scientist, a biologist, follow different steps for solving a biological problems. What are these steps? Number one, first of all, recognition of the biological problem. Number two, observation. Number three, hypothesis formulation. Number four, deductions. Number fifth, experimentation. And six, summarization, conclusion and reporting of the result. Now we are going to explain these steps of biological method of study one by one in very detail. So the first one, that is recognition of biological problem. The first step in biological method is to determine a biological problem. A biological problem is actually a query about living organism that is either asked by someone or come in a biologist's mind by himself. Like for example, that what are the risk factors for lung cancer? So this is a recognition of a biological problem. Or what is the cause of malaria? So this is a biological problem. Nowadays, the big problem, biological problem, that is COVID-19. So this problem, that what is the cause? So it have been identified by the biologist, that is the virus. Then how it is transmitted, so that is also solved by the scientists. Now the scientists, the biologists, now they are struggling for their treatment, for their vaccination, for their medicine, etc., and that is under study. So this is the first step in the biological method of study, that is the recognition of biological problem. Now after recognition of biological problem, the second step, that is observation. What is observation? Observation are actually the initial information about the problem is called observation. For observation, actually the five senses are used. And you know these five senses. With the help of these five senses, observation are collected. That is the eye, that is for the sight, that is a nose, that is for the smell, tongue, that is for the taste, ear, that is for hearing, and skin, that is for the touch, texture, etc. So these five senses, they are used to take observation about a problem. But usually some instrument and devices, they are used for strong observation. For example, if you see that if you can't see the microorganism if they are present on this surface or on this hand, so you use the microscope, electron microscope. So the devices, they are used to help for the collection of strong observations. Now there are types of observation. There are two types of observation. The first one, that is quantitative observation. These observation actually it deal with the number. You can count it like 1, 2, 3, 4, 600, 2000. So it deal with such kind of observation, deal with the number. It can be measured, so you can easily measure such kind of observation. Example like length, height, area, temperature, volume, weight, cost, etc. So such kind of observation you can measure. Quantitative observation can be measured, and it is more accurate than qualitative observation. The next one, we are going to study the qualitative observation, but the quantitative observation, they are more accurate as compared to the qualitative observation. Now the next one, that what is qualitative observation? Qualitative observation, it deal with description. It can be described in words, in the sentences. It cannot be measured in 1, 2, 3 or etc. And like color, texture, smell, taste. So qualitative observation, they are less accurate as compared to quantitative observation. So these were the two kinds of observation, and this is the observation, that is step number 2 of biological method of study. Now we are going to study the next step, that is hypothesis. So what is hypothesis? Hypothesis, actually on the basis of observation, the biologist give a possible answer or statement to the problem. So that may be true or false, but this tentative answer is called hypothesis. So on the basis of observation, hypothesis is made by the scientist, and that will may be the possible answer, and that answer may be true or false. So a biologist make more than one hypothesis for a single problem. A good hypothesis have the following characteristics. Number 1, that it is based on observation made by the biologist. First of all, the biologist made an observation, and then on the basis of that observation, hypotheses are made. The second characteristic of the hypothesis, a good hypothesis, that it is a proposed statement to the answer. This is not the final answer for the problem. So it is a proposed statement. The next, that it will be testable through experiment. It is possible to test this hypothesis to experiment. And the last one, that there will be also a chance to disprove the hypothesis after experimentation. After experimentation, there is a chance that it will be successful or will be disapproved. So these were the characteristic of a good hypothesis. The next step of biological method of study, that is deduction. What is deduction? Deduction is the logical consequences of the hypothesis. For this, the biologists take hypothesis as true, consider it as a true, and draw out the expected result, that is called deduction. And usually in the deduction involve the use of if and then. For example, if all birds have wings, then pigeon is a bird, because pigeon have also wings. So the use of if and then they are usually in the deduction. So this was the step number 4 of biological method of study. The next step, that is experiment. This is the very important step of biological method of study. Experiments are designed to test the deduction. Biologists perform experiment to see the hypotheses are true or not. For this purpose, the experiment and control group are formed. So during experimentation, two groups are set up. One is called experimental group and another is called control group. So what is control group and experimental group and an experiment? In science, when doing the experiment, it must be controlled experiment. The time scientist must contrast experimental group with a control group. The two groups are treated exact alike except for one variable being tested. I think so this is a little bit difficult to understand between control group and experimental group, and what is the difference between such kind of setup during an experiment. So let's explain it with the help of an example. This is an experiment, and in this experiment we want to test that either carbon dioxide, this is necessary for photosynthesis or not. So two groups are formed for experimentation. One is called experimental setup or another is called control setup. This is also called experimental group and another is called control group. So in this experiment, you can see here, this is a plant, potted plant, potassium hydroxide, this is bell jar, normal atmospheric air, water. So both of the setup, they are with same condition, and we want to test the requirement of carbon dioxide for photosynthesis, that either this carbon dioxide is required for photosynthesis or not. So what is the contrast between these two experiments? In experimental group, there is one variable, that this air is without carbon dioxide, because air in this jar, that carbon dioxide is absorbed by potassium hydroxide, while in this jar carbon dioxide is provided. So there is a contrast group, or you can say this is a control group. So when we conducted experiment, after experimentation, if photosynthesis doesn't occur in this experimental group, so it means carbon dioxide is required for, if photosynthesis doesn't occur in this experimental group, so it means carbon dioxide is required for the photosynthesis. And if in this, obviously there will be photosynthesis because carbon dioxide is there in normal atmospheric air. So this such kind of setup, that is called experimental group and control group, and this is very necessary during conducting an experiment. So hope this example will clear between the experimental group and control group. The last step in biological method of study, that is conclusion and reporting. So the biologists gather actual and quantitative data from the experiment, and from this data then it is analyzed by statistical and mathematical formula to draw the conclusion. Then it is published and reporting. So after conclusion and summary, that research or that experiment then publish in a scientific journal or in a book, essential part of the scientific method. So this scientific journal It allows other people to verify the result or apply the knowledge to solve other problems. So scientific journal, that is the main source of the knowledge for other scientists and also for common people. So I have also two research paper that is published in Pakistan Journal of Zoology in 2001. So this was the end of lecture number 1 of unit 2. Inshallah, in the next lecture we will explain the same steps of biological method of study, but with the help of a proper example. So thank you very much.